This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Carol. Carol talks for a living, from morning till night. So she relies on Flo's crystal clear home phone service brought to her through Flo's 100% fiber to the home network. It keeps her in the know, and because she bundles her mobile broadband and TV services, she enjoys huge savings, so she can enjoy much more for much less. So visit any Flo retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
It's Friday, March 4th, 2016, and this is your Barbados Today morning news update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. In our top story, a man who celebrates his 38th birthday tomorrow recounts his brush with death. On Wednesday afternoon, when Dave Cook was on a routine drive to work at the Barbados Light and Power Company, the unthinkable happened. He found his Toyota Hilux careening off a 30-foot precipice at Clifton Hall in St. John. Recalling the harrowing experience during an interview with Barbados Today at his picturesque Newcastle St. John home yesterday, Cook remembered that his back tires may have picked up some oil from a spill just before he lost control of his vehicle and it went plunging to the bottom. He said he sustained more injuries, that is, cuts to his hands and feet, while trying to climb out of the gully than from the crash itself.
When the ball went out, it was like, I tried steering it out. I was like, no, I'm trying to correct him. And then I just braced. As I saw I missed the bridge, like through the space, I just hold it and brace for impact. It felt the, I don't know, the lightness of flying, you know, call it that. It felt when I missed the ground. It was feeling it, just then, boop. No, that was long. And there it took probably about a minute or so just to look around, make sure that I was still in one piece, nothing was broken, and that everything was still functioning. And then I switched off the key, and then looked for basically a way out. So then I came up through the back window.
With residents in several rural parishes still facing serious water woes, a group of small business operators in the city yesterday cried out to the Barbados Water Authority for relief of a different kind. Quite apart from the water outages that have left villagers reeling in St. Lucie, St. Pius, St. Joseph and St. Thomas in recent months, operators on the lower Roebuck Street say it was the dust and noise emanating from the BWA's mains replacement program that was proven most intolerable for them and their customers, most of whom have been driven away over the past 6 months, putting the businesses at risk. However, while the BWA remains mum on the issue of compensation, the operators say their costs, like the dust from the project, were simply piling up. The 42-year-old owner of Mumtaz Deli, Ryan Thorpe, was one of the few business people who chose to be identified.
It is public safety. They got trenches dig. People can't get into to my shop. People got to be climbing over the trenches. No proper signage. Also, the dust is very, very bad. Every hour, so you got to continue to wiping the surfaces, the tiles. You got to wiping the surfaces, the counters, and the actual tables. So that's my main concern: the safety and also the dust pollution.
The decision-making arm of the island's largest public sector trade union has blocked any further industrial action at Grantley Adams International Airport pending the outcome of a meeting on Monday with Minister of Labour Dr. Esther Bayer-Suku over back pay. Earlier this week, discussions between the National Union of Public Workers and management of Gaia Inc. broke down at the level of the Chief Labour Officer, Vincent Burnett, over a contentious 3.5% hike in wages, and he therefore referred the matter to the Minister Bayer-Suku for possible resolution. Following a 2-hour meeting yesterday afternoon at the NUPW Dalkeith Road St. Michael headquarters, the National Council instructed the union leadership to attend those talks rather than embark on any further action that was planned.
And we are hoping that there will be room for some sort of negotiations when we meet the Minister of Labour.
You're sticking to your 3.5 demand.
Well, that is our position, that the workers are owed, but the union is open to negotiation.
So in other words, it's likely that you can move from that.
Well, it depends on the position taken by government.
In sports now, the president of the Barbados Football Association is jumping for joy at what the local sport stands to gain from the election of Swiss Gianni Infantino to the helm of football's world governing body, FIFA. Randy Harris says not only has Infantino's election brought great optimism for further development of the game in Barbados, but in the Caribbean as a whole. Harris, who recently returned from Zurich, where the local football association threw its full support behind Infantino's candidacy, says the Swedish officials' elevation should also result in work at the BFA's Wildy St. Michael home restarting very shortly, having been facilitated by FIFA. He added it was just a matter of ensuring that the relevant contracts for the work were signed.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
Get your paper, get your paper. Only $2.25. $2.20 who? For what? That's Bear Stale News. I don't read about that on Barbados today since last night. That can't only can't do. $2.20 who?
Barbados Today. News you can trust.
Turning now to news from the region, Fidel Castro's mystical island continues to lure Trinidad and Tobago's manufacturing sector, with National Flour Mills becoming the latest company to strike an import-export deal. The Chief Executive Officer of Flour Mills says it's part of a regional export expansion plan which the company hopes will catapult foreign sales to 20% of its revenue, up from 12% in 2015.
Cuba has been a market that has been of interest for us throughout Trinidad and Tobago and the region for some time. And I think the positives in the last couple of months has been the overtures that have been made in terms of opening up this market. And I think for the first time, many of the companies who have been going back and forth into those markets trying to sell feel that the possibilities are now becoming better for the markets to be open, and that the ease of doing business with Cuba is going to be significantly improved.
In more regional news, it's the first day of official business for Jamaica's Prime Minister Andrew Holness. He was sworn into office yesterday by Governor General Sir Patrick Allen after securing a one-seat majority in the Parliament in last Thursday's general election. Sir Patrick told Holness he was creating history as the youngest person to be sworn in twice as Prime Minister. A former education minister, Holness promises to create jobs, boost the economy, and improve education and health care. On the international scene, French President Francois Hollande cautions the United Kingdom against pulling out of the European Union. The UK signaled its intention to exit the EU last month, with Prime Minister David Cameron stressing it was in the best interest of the country. But speaking to reporters at a summit in northern France, Hollande warned of the consequences in the areas of immigration and the economy if the UK follows through on the move.
Je voudrais pas faire peur.
No, I don't want to scare you.
Dire la vérité, il y aura des conséquences.
I just want to say the truth. There will be consequences if the United Kingdom is to leave the EU. There will be consequences in many areas on the single
sur les places
market,
financières.
on the
Il y
financial
aura des
trade,
conséquences sur le développement
on
économique
development,
entre nos pays.
on the economic
Ça ne
development
veut pas
between
dire
our
que
two
tout va s'effondrer.
countries.
Je ne veux pas
Now, it
rester
doesn't mean that
dans cette
everything
vision
will be
de
destroyed. I
catastrophe.
don't
Il y
want
aura
to
des
give
conséquences,
you a
y
catastrophic
compris
scenario, but
sur
there
la
will be
question des personnes.
consequences, especially in terms
Ça
of
ne mettra
people
pas
as
en
well.
cause.
And that's news and sports. However, you can join us again this afternoon for more. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also, tune into channel 99 on Flow TV and to Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.